It is a great movie.
I don't know why it's great, why it's not successful.
It's got some crazy things. I've just gone live, by the way. Just no introduction. We are live, baby, from Japan and America. How you doing? It's Gray and Salty. What's up, Salty?
All right, I'm just checking my settings. Thanks for not telling me we're going live.
I give you no time to do. Don't be messing around with your settings. I've checked mine as well.
I'm all right. It's good to see you. You and I have been talking, texting,
you sound good.
chatting,
You sound good. I'm listening to it on in the studio. So yeah, all sounds good. So
right.
Starting off with a clip. This is for you. Are you ready? This is completely out of context. A bit of British English for you. Up yours, Grandad. I love that. That's so funny. What they're giving the V's. What a start to the show. So, yeah, long time no see, man. I mean, on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. You know, life goes on. You know, summer does what it does. You know, over here in the States, it was the 4th of July, or the country's 249th birthday.
Congratulations for kicking our ass, by the way. Cheers.
Oh, yeah. Well, you limey fags.
You have fag machines in England? Yes, we do.
Yeah. You know, went out to the shore, did some grilling, shot off some fireworks last night. You know, just the usual stuff. But yeah. What did you guys do? Did you guys celebrate us nuking your ass under the Stone Age twice?
Jesus, too soon. Oh, wait a minute, no, it's 60 years, isn't it? What did I do? Nothing special. I went to the Irish bar, had a couple of Guinnesses.
Yeah.
That was nice. Did some gardening, like you do on a Saturday. It's Sunday here, Salty. It's Sunday the 5th. No, it's the 6th. We survived, by the way. That manga writer who predicted the end of Japan.
I had to look that up. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? And it was like, she didn't exactly look like some wise sage. She just looks like some dipshit on social media. What's up, Dwayne? What's up? You're so barmy.
How you doing, Lane? Is it Lane? I was getting mixed up. Is it Lane or Lyle? Lane Crane and Joe Jalgren too. Good to see you. Dwayne is here. We've also got a bit of Yo Barmy. How you doing, man? Long time no see. Oh, I'm happy to see you. Let's just drop a welcoming clip for everybody. Here we go. Something completely bonkers.
I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
That's how I talk normally, isn't it, Salty? That's my usual accent. I put on this like northern one for YouTube, but I'm actually very posh.
Yeah, you're a posh English fag.
Look at you dropping the F-bombs at me, and not that one.
I didn't say the full version of it. I just said the 3-letter version.
Hey, Edward's here too. Good to see you. It's folks, it's not a regular comic. Well, it is a bit of a comic stream as well, but
we are going to talk about comics.
We are. So
we are.
Are you going somewhere soon? Are you going to a con?
Yeah, but are you going to dick tease because you said this was an unboxing? We can do that after the unboxing.
Hot in Japan. Yeah, we'll do it after the unboxing. Okay, here we go, folks. You can't wait, can you, for this? This is the box that Salty sent me through the post. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's the wrong one. Don't worry.
Why did I stop doing YouTube? It's dickheads like this. That's why.
It's all black. It's all blacked out. Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
This is amazing. Yeah. Don't worry. I've prepared. Don't worry. So let's have a look. What's in the box? I told you I already put the two pornos. They're upstairs next to my bed for later.
Yeah.
This is looking amazing. Look at this.
Oh yeah. Show it for the kids. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I live in Port Angeles, Washington. It's actually at the gateway to the Olympic Mountains, and the main gate to get to Hurricane Ridge is less than 5 minutes from where I live. So
I didn't know you had a Bigfoot connection, man. That area.
Oh, dude, there's fucking Bigfoot.
Is it everywhere?
What are you, high? Yeah, no, it's the Pacific Northwest. Bigfoot is here, dude. That's what we have. We have Bigfoot. We have lots of disappearances in our national parks for a variety of reasons, but. Yeah, there's a hardware store here in town called Swain's because this is a small town. We have one hardware store, and this hardware store I think has been there since the early 1900s. And you always go in there, and they still pop popcorn in the old popcorn maker, and you can buy a bag of popcorn for 25 cents at my hardware store.
That's insane. That's brilliant. Yeah. Salty's off to the cons again, in inverted commas, says Fear Monarch. How you doing, Fear Monarch? It's awesome, it is. And Salty chilling with Bigfoot. Have you ever heard any strange sounds in the forest, Salty?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that stuff sometime. And Purple Valkyrie, who's come out here a couple times too. But that's not what this show is. This isn't woo-woo or phenomenal. So, yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
I'm just going to turn off the ring light a sec. Well, we can see it better. There we go.
That's perfect, right? The way you had it. If you just, well, it was perfect with the ring light on.
Oh, is it? Okay, okay, baby.
Yeah, just at the angle you had. It's squirrely, dude. See, that's perfect.
Look at that. Yeah,
yeah, that was in the dollar bin at the comic book store. And I remember you and I talking about Red Sonja covers and how they never compared to the shitty art that was in the books. But
the art inside, it's not too bad inside. It's like this.
It's not too bad. But that cover in particular, I remember you saying va 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 boom, and I'm like, well, it was $1 in the dollar bin. There you go.
I'd buy that for $1, salty.
Oh yeah.
Thank you very much. But we're getting to the good stuff now. Here we go.
Yeah.
Nice piece of cardboard. Thank you very much. And what the heck is this? What's going on? Now, if you're old like me and Salty, you'll know what these are. This is called a cassette tape. It's analog, baby. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember analog?
Most of those are recorded from my vinyl collection to cassette. And I was telling Gray when we talked on the phone earlier today, there's a kind of muscle memory you have if you're a Gen X kid of when to drop the needle, when to hit record on the cassette recorder. And it came right back. It just came right back. But yeah, I listed all the band names.
That is fantastic. So look at that. I say I can't wait. I can't wait to whack these on in the car.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And I also recorded some Howard Shore, Lord of the Rings stuff. I have the
got the
Star
Crow
Trek
soundtrack. Fantastic, Sully. The Crow as well as Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Amazing.
I also have Star Trek the motion picture soundtrack on vinyl, so I recorded that to cassette for you too. So.
Oh my goodness, that sounds brilliant. Theomonic saying, ironically, I just got things put together, and soon you'll have a box ready for me too. Thank you. Jesus, I'll have to send you something for the postage, both of you. I'm going to send you one, Sully. I'm going to send you a box at some point. I'm just trying to... I've got to wait till after the summer. It's too fucking
Dude,
hot.
it's just forget about it. Just whatever, Don't worry about it.
Hey, don't worry about
fun.
it. Oh, man.
What's that?
This is awesome. Let's have a look. It says curated tracks for cocktails, baby.
Oh, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. What's on there? What's on that one?
It's not listed. It's just... wait a sec. Unless it's inside.
Yeah.
Salty's 80s vinyl spectacular.
Yep.
Number 1.
Yeah, I knew there was one I forgot to put all the tracks on. That's all vinyl. So. Yep.
Dwayne say, is it Memorex holds up? Mix in the house. I do make mixtapes. How cool, right? How cool.
Well, I got those a good deal in bulk. I went to my local. It was a whole thing because I thought I had a tape player, but I hadn't used my tape player since I'd moved, and my tape player had been so damaged. I've got some old surly bastard that wanted to charge me $400 to fix my tape player, and I'm like,
are you serious? Jesus.
So I had to go out and find a used cassette player, but all the hipsters in Seattle, which is 2.5 hours away, came out here and cleaned out all our thrift stores all the time and put all this stuff on eBay because they're assholes. So I had a hard time trying to find a cassette recorder. Long story short, I found one and had to fix it myself and clean the heads, and it worked great. So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go through them quickly. Here we go. We got Star Trek: The Motion Picture. You mentioned that. Brilliant.
And Sinatra is on the other side. Perfect.
Ooh.
Star Trek and Sinatra. Both off vinyl.
Swinging session.
Yep.
Sweet. Also, we have the Cocteau Twins. Nice.
Yep. Yeah, I got that on vinyl. I love the Cocteau Twins. I totally do.
Brilliant. Dire Straits on the other side. Ooh, look at you.
Yeah. Mixing it up a little bit. Some surf and turf. You know what I mean?
Driving Too Fast at Night we got a mix of like New Order, The Cure, Depeche Mode, Flock of Seagulls, Stone Roses. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. It was on that late 80s into the 90s vibe. I try to go with mix things up creatively.
The last one I've got is comic book shops and mall arcades. It sounds ace.
It's a good one.
Adam Ant, Morrissey. Oh, Adam and the Ant's brilliant. Morrissey, Ecstasy, Wing Chun. Oh my God, Oingo Boingo.
Yeah,
madman. Love and Rockets.
Weird Science is on there. Love and Rockets, Jesus and Mary Chain, all that stuff. Yeah.
Speaking of Love and Rockets, my brother Mick, who's in the chat, he used to get that comic when it was originally being published back in the day. Is it the Hernandez brothers? Is that right?
I don't remember.
I never got it myself.
I knew somebody in college that was really into it, and I never got it, but that's okay. So, yeah, that's
fantastic.
A great mix. That's a great mix. So.
Brilliant, man! I really appreciate it. So yeah, that's why we thought we'll do a stream. I'll what's the word? I'll bully Salty into coming on by promising to do an unboxing. Oh no, it's tissue. Sorry. Yeah.
Spank. Here's your spank bank. Gotta reload your spank bank over there, huh? But no, I mean, you and I talked about it in like just getting a hold of physical media and cassettes is very difficult.
Yeah,
I actually I didn't want to go to Seattle, but I was going to go to Olympia, which was still it's 120 miles one way to get there from where I live. Because again, I live in the middle of nowhere for a reason. Like, I like being left the fuck alone. But I went there because I was like, there was a record shop there, but they wanted $5 a blank cassette just for the regular cheapo Memorex ones, and I'm like, that will work on all these idiot Gen Z morons coming in your record shop. That's not going to work on me. So, long story short, I went on Amazon and I got a bunch of them. I still have like 5 more I can record for you, Gray. That was a fair price, but it's wonderful, Gray, to record music from vinyl to cassette again. And I didn't think that I would have this really strong grounding response doing analog music, but it's great to do it that way. It's just great to do it.
It is awesome. It reminds me years ago, I never had vinyl. My brother did, but I was a big tape head. I used to like taping my favourite songs off the chart show, on the radio. Remember that? Like that kind of thing.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Top 40. Oh my God. Yeah. Or even taping from the TV, holding the tape recorder in front of the TV to record soundtracks or whatever.
Well, when the DJs in the 80s used to say, we'll be right back with, Bon Jovi or Journey or the Men at Work, that hot track that you really wanted. Of course, nobody downloaded anything and you're poor, but you had your finger on the record, in play button, waiting for the DJ to stop talking. And then you'd start it, and then he would go into an ad just to fuck with you and trick you up. So then you had to back up the tape again and then try it, But
who was it? Yeah. So was it Casey Kasem over there, or was he one of the more famous ones?
Well, Casey Kasem. Well, see, everything is different. Casey, and this is a true story. One of my first jobs was being radio station relief for a small station in the middle of nowhere. I won't give you I'm not going to give you the call sign. Trust me, it exists. But it was a small FM station. American Top 40 in the 80s came in express mail, and it was 6 records.
Okay.
And it had the commercials, the national spots were burned into each side of the record. And you got a printout with the local spots, the local commercials that were on, they looked like 8 tracks that you'd plug into what is called a cart or a cart machine. So you'd queue up Casey Kasem, and it would tell you what the last commercial on that side of the record was. Like Casey would count down, here's to Diane in Tulsa, Oklahoma, who loves Johnny, who's in Korea, and then they, some fucking song. But then you get through the ads, and then you'd pause the record player, you'd hit play on the cart machine, and then your local commuter would go, and then you'd have to press the button when that commercial ended to go to another one, because you had like 3 or 4 carts that you would run.
It sounds a bit complicated, Salty, doesn't it?
Well, I'm a white man. I can handle complex things like this. And yeah, all the way down. But then you flip the record over, and you always want to make sure you do it in the right order. You don't want to go from side A to side C and you miss 10 songs in American Top 40 or whatever it is. But that's a true story. And I used to have some of those Casey Kasem records, and this is around 86, 87 when I did it. But that's a true story,
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Got your Barmy talking about ninja rap from Vanilla Ice with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was a must back in the day.
EBS was doing that on Comic State Kings on Monday because they had Billy Tucci and Aaron Lopresti. They were all drawing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So.
And Dwayne saying he's been reading Love and Rockets since '86. Met them in Pittsburgh, early 2000s. Nice.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
That's cool. So going back to mixtapes, I know is this like a declaration of love? Are we engaged now because you've made me some mixtapes? Because that's what we used to do, to impress the girls, didn't we? Making mixtapes.
But that is exactly what we used to do. Whenever I would date a girl in college, I would try and make her the most evocative. We'll just say that evocative and
nice word.
Stirring. Like stirring. So you have Kate Bush, The Sensual World. Then you've got like something dancey and happy, and then it goes into something really kind of hot, like the Divinals, I Touch Myself, and then and then mixing it all up like that. There was an art to it. And then the best of all possible outcomes is when you give this girl you're dating, for the first time, and then she puts the cassette tape in, and then you're knocking boots to this great new mix that you just made.
If you keep digging in the box, says Fear Monarch, you might find his high school ring too. Dun, dun, dun.
I actually have that somewhere around here. Yeah, I've still got.
Is that a thing? What is that, by the way? Because we didn't have that in the UK. What's the high school ring thing about?
It's a class ring. It was just a way to scam us out of money. And when you're a teenager, it was kind of cool. It would have your birthstone, like mine's Aquamarine. And then, what year you graduated. Like for me, it was 89. And then, you could be fancy and like, customize it and put the things you were in, like football or drama or science or whatever bullshit it was on there. And you wear it around. But yeah, I mean, I actually had 4 varsity letters. Not that any of that shit ever mattered, but I had 4 varsity letters for sports and academic stuff. And I still got those in a box somewhere too. I don't know why I keep that shit, but yeah.
It's a very pricey novelty gift, LOL, says Fear Monarch. Yeah. Okay, that sounds cool though. It's something really cool. You still got it.
So I've been watching your comic reviews, and I don't think you and I have talked about this, not to steal your show, but what do you think about first of all, are you reading Transformers right now?
No, I've actually I've dropped it, and not for any reason against the comic. It's really good. It's just not hitting with me. I'm not a big Transformers guy.
Okay.
I've got no connection. That's all.
Well, it's been a fun show, Gray. Thanks for inviting me.
Where are we? I'm gonna say, listen to this.
I'll murder the Perius.
My wife is having a baby.
I really liked the run a lot, and I liked Transformers. I was partially aged out of it. My younger brothers,
I was a bit
really liked it, but I actually have come to love the '86 movie so much, and this run of Transformers has it's been a great story, and it was part of what brought me back to seriously collecting again. So.
Are you looking forward to the change? Is it from issue 25 when it's going to be... Who is it? Who's taking over? I've forgotten. Shit.
Oh, God. It's going to
somebody
be...
and Dan Mora. Dan Mora on art, but I can't remember the writer.
Dan Mora and Robert Kirkman.
Robert Kirkman, that's it. Nice one.
Yeah. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic. I was talking about it with Purple Valkyrie, and she's just like, oh, that leftist asshole. And I'm like, that's true. But I did meet Jason Howard. Now, you're going to ask, who's Jason Howard? Jason Howard is the backup artist for Transformers, and I met him 3 weeks ago here in Washington State at something called SummerCon, and he and I talked for half an hour because I was there on Friday. I like to go early on the first day before all of the creatives are sick of people, And I went there, took the day off of work, and he was telling me there was going to be a change. He couldn't tell me yet because it hadn't been announced. But he said it was really important to the current artist team, the writer, and I'm a little spacey because it's been a long week, but that whoever took it over wanted to respect the original lore of Transformers, and in no way was going to put agenda from 2025 into it at all. And a lot of people have a hangover from what IDW did to Transformers, with inserting every shitty thing they possibly could into that book and blowing it up.
Instead of just focusing on a good story with good art, you know what I mean? It's not hard, is it, to make a good comic?
Well, and they're going to
maybe
probably relaunch the cinematic universe, and I really wouldn't be surprised. They're going to turn Transformers into a full spectrum intellectual property again. Don't be surprised if we don't get a full reboot of the movies. I would also expect at least one, if not two, animated series, as well as potential spin-off titles from this Transformers series. That's my guess on all this. So
wow. Check this variant out, Salty. It's a 1 in 25 of the next issue by Manabu Yashiro.
I might get that one.
That is awesome.
I just hit Midtown pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, did you?
They're having a 75% off back issue sale, so I might have picked up a couple. And we've talked about this. I'm not normally an incentives guy at list price, but if it's like 75% off and it's like $5 for a $30 incentive, you have my attention. And so I grabbed a couple Transformers, 1 in 10 and 1 in 25 that were like $5 or $6.
Cool,
yeah.
Man.
But what are you excited about reading right now? I mean, you're all over the place with your goddamn reviews. Like, what is it that you're really into?
What am I enjoying at the moment? The Daredevil Cold Day in Hell, like Old Man Daredevil story, is really good. It's probably my favorite Marvel book at the moment. DC Absolute Batman.
Let's back up on the Marvel thing. So I am buying one Marvel title right now, and I'm going to blame Max Philbon Priestley and Josh from Pop Culture, whatever the hell the name of his podcast is.
Popped by Culture.
Popped by... Yeah, I was going to make that.
Let's keep it clean, Salty, if we can. No chance.
But I'm actually collecting Spider-Man and Wolverine, and...
Okay.
It's not changing the world, but I am absolutely loving the art. And out of everything that you get with a lot of Marvel's covers are trash. And then you go to open the book and somehow the interior art is even worse. Or you look at what Marvel, I don't know, what the Hellfire Gala thing. Did you see that?
Yeah, I didn't read it. I've heard about it. Yeah.
It is the biggest pile of Krakatoa masturbatory shit. I think that I just looked at it and then I listened to Josh and Max talking about it. But why do they keep going back to proms and galas and Krakatoa? Guys, do you not want to make money with the X-Men? Do you not want to?
Fearmonic saying Hulk and Moon Knight are still worth the money. Yeah, I'm enjoying Moon Knight. I'd forgotten that. And Hulk's decent. Hulk's got a good art.
I got Hulk #1. It's Ben Percy's doing that right now, right?
No, it's Phil Kennedy Johnson. PKJ.
Oh, okay, Phil Kennedy Johnson.
Yeah.
But I met a bunch of the Marvel guys. I met I just wasn't real impressed with a lot of people. But the indie.
Oops. Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong thing. I want to share this. So, speaking about the quality of Marvel art, I reviewed Amazing Spider-Man 7, did a video review, and actually did a written review as well on Jim's Weird Science site, just wanted to point this one panel out. Where are we? Or one page. That one's okay, that's fine. Check this out here.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I didn't put it in this one. It's the wrong site. I put it on my site. Hang on, just give us 1 sec.
No, I mean, it's just, again, Marvel's real easy to kick because they either seem to be in some death spiral where they're trying to see how bad they can make books before they all get fired, or I don't get it. Like, it just seems like they're going out of their way, that it takes this much effort to be this bad at creating art.
This is okay. This is fine. This one, look at this. We didn't really go any bigger. Look at the lack of detail. Look at Spidey's suit. Look at this. There's nothing there.
Dude, he just got tired of drawing lines. I mean, that's what I mean. They don't care. No one is buying this book. What is Spider-Man selling? Like 40,000?
It's down, yeah, it's really down. It used to be, 80, 90, 100 regularly, 1,000. Now I've heard it's about between 40 and 50.
I don't even get upset with when I look at these titles, other than I always look at what could have been. Like if this
Paper Drive.
well, if this book was only, let's say, 33% better, or if the art was 40% better and it had like a decent story, that's literally what could turn your book into a success in this marketplace.
I don't know. They're like stubborn continuation to bring out 2 issues every month. Amazing Spider-Man. It's the flagship title, so it can never be that good, can it? It can't be that great quality.
No. Well, it can be if you have, I'd say, a year's worth of books already written. They're just in the can. And then you roll them out, and then maybe every other month you introduce a new book or something like that. But that requires a lot of project management and a lot of editorial oversight. And those are things that Marvel, honestly, I don't see that really happening, because Marvel doesn't have to pay for its mistakes. There are no consequences to continually failing. And I think that when you put anybody in that situation, whether it's a teenager or somebody in a sports team, like, I'm still going to get paid. It doesn't matter if I do a good job or not. It doesn't matter if we go to, the playoffs or not. I don't give a shit. I really think that's where we've gotten, especially with the ideologically driven crowd at Marvel. Now, I do think some things are starting to kind of break loose a little bit in DC, but I've got to see that. I can't just have DC artists telling me that things are going to get off the hook and go back to the way they were,
Yeah. I think DC's doing a lot better than they were, especially with some of the absolute titles, not all of them.
They've tanked them. Dude, nobody gives a shit about absolute, Martian Manhunter. Nobody cares about Absolute Superman. People are obligatorily picking up Absolute Batman. I don't know one person who's talking about how excited they are to read Absolute Batman.
Absolute Batman, I'm enjoying that. I think it's fun. It's goofy, daft fun. It's bonkers. It's
You're the only person then. Hey, Teresa, what's up? There she is.
Good to see you, Miss Martin Muses.
Show Teresa what I sent. Show Teresa what I sent you. She might have just popped in. I sent Gray a whole bunch of mixtapes, cassette tapes. So that's what the show was about.
Yeah, we did a live unboxing.
Big box.
Miss Martin, check it out, man.
Mixtapes.
Remember tapes? Yeah. I do. Growing up with cassette tapes. Oh
yeah, I was ripping them from vinyl to cassette because Gray was having a drunken boohoo video that he took off the internet, and I was like, all right, I'll send him some cassette tape.
Never stream drunk. That's good advice.
True.
Tom Brevoort is a big old round boy, says Dwayne. He certainly is, isn't he?
not as big as Dan Slott. He really is just a pile of like pink Play-Doh. He's just like some kid stuck like a glob of Play-Doh in a chair. His arms are like this much, like flab hanging down, and it's all like hot pink like Play-Doh. I've never seen a human being look like that. So, but I did get him to sign some books for me.
Look at the size of his head.
It's true.
No.
It's true.
And what's I going to do? Oh, yeah, check this out. Sorry, speaking of good comics, Hyde Street has been really good, especially the art.
Oh, yeah.
The story's like okay, but I love this one.
Yep.
Where is it? Let me show the next page.
I picked this up from issue 1, and I've been reliably picking this up every time it comes out. I'm not the biggest fan, Gray, of the little weird spin-offs that they have.
No.
Like the whatever it is.
Look at the art here. That's awesome.
It's fantastic. This is a great story. I love the art in this. I think it's great. Super imaginative.
Dwayne was shouting out Geiger before as well. That's consistently good. I'm enjoying Geiger, enjoying Hyde Street. Redcoat is a lot of fun. Redcoat's good.
Hello, and I'm going to say this. Hello, Darkness. I like Hello, Darkness. And there's just another series which spun off from one issue or a couple issues of Hello, Darkness. And I think, oh God, what is it called? News of the Fallout. Check that out, Gray. That's based on like some short stories or short bridge plots that were going in there.
I read it. It's Chris Condon, isn't it, who did that fantastic that Texas Blood and what else was it? The Enfield Gang Massacre. He's done some really good, like, modern Western and old Western comics too. But, Salty, are you reading his Green Arrow? It's kind of up and down. The latest issue is good. 25 is good. But it's been a bit slow, that's all.
I can't hang with that. DC has broken my heart so many times that there are some things I will pick up, but it's mostly if I go to a Comic-Con and it's a #1. But even then, I really don't pick much from the big two. I just don't. You know, I'm collecting Batgirl. You and I, I go back to issue 1 on that. But there's not a hell of a lot.
That's been decent. Good action in Batgirl. It's good action. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Miss Martin Muse has dropped a 99, a super sticker. That's awesome. Let me drop you a clip. I've made some new ones specially just to piss Salty off. Where are we?
I could hardly piss straight with fear. He was a man with 3/4 of an inch of brain who'd taken a dislike to me. What have I done to offend him?
What have I done? What had I done to offend him? Tell me.
Well, I hope Teresa, your knee is better. She injured herself. I don't know how. It was rough sex or shark attack or something like that.
Bear trap like Hyde Street here.
Feeling better.
Monster catcher. Yeah. Jesus, I hope you're feeling better.
But look at the art in this book. Somebody is trying in this book.
So good. The detail and the coloring's gorgeous too.
Well, that's it. The coloring is great. Okay? I just was looking at Captain America #1, and I tried to read through it, and it is such a flat, dull, beige book. Not to mention it's offensive to the United States of America, and if you've ever served in the military, it's also incredibly offensive to people like that as well. But I cannot believe, again, going back to Marvel, how you just want to continue to shit on things like it's 2018, 2017. And then you've got hungry, talented, great storytellers making this beautiful art. Look at these panels in stuff like Hyde Street, Giger, Redcoat, Transformers. Amazing.
That's awesome. That's what, as a kid, if I'd got this as a kid, I would have been going crazy. Look at that.
Me too. I'd want trading cards for this, man. Yeah. I would want a t-shirt with this.
So good. So there is good stuff out there. A lot of it's coming from Image, from Ghost Machine, like Transformers, like you said, the Energon universe.
Skybound.
Skybound, really good. Really good.
Here's the thing. There is a ton of really... you've accused me of being negative, and I'm not. I just have standards, Greg. And I never give false praise for anything. So if I like something, there's an intellectual reason, there's an artistic reason, and then it has that certain je ne sais quoi to make me want to invest my money in it and to keep buying issues. And most of the titles from Mad Cave, virtually everything from Ghost Machine, and we're getting Rook's Exodus. What is it? In 7 comes out in August or September. I forget which one.
Maybe. I believe you want to see it at this point, Salty. But yeah.
No, it'll come out.
They're getting it already, aren't they, together, so they can release it every month without a break.
But it's just where I'm going with all this is that we are not in the same space comics-wise that we were in 2018, 2020, 2022, 2023 at all. Somebody in 2023 started to pull their head out of their ass or said, hey, we can make a really good book and people are going to love it. And I'm looking at Skybound with Transformers and I would say Ghost Machine and Mad Cave, all these guys took off. And they have decided to make great books and make great money and be the titles that people get excited about. And Marvel is still stuck in 2017 SJW Orange Man, like commie derangement syndrome. And
not everything, so to be fair.
Well,
maybe half, but not everything. There is some good stuff coming out.
Yeah,
but you have to really search for it. Do you know what I mean? You've got to search.
But I search, Gray. And I got to tell you, I picked up all of the #1s for the absolute stuff from DC. There was a good investment. I've read half of them, but I followed them up until season 3, and I'll flip them as a speculator. But I have no emotional attachment to these characters and these revamps of anything from Absolute at all. You know?
He's sweating, Holty.
I'm sweating too.
Holty, I called you Holty then.
Holty?
Holty.
Been drinking again? But
Miss Martin Musi said it's the shark attack is a better story, but it's a combination of, is it Pilates? Pilates, hiking, and lots of stairs. I hear you on the stairs. I hear you.
Well, I hope you feel better. I do.
Dwayne agrees with you on Chip Zdarsky. I thought Captain America was okay. I didn't get offended. Just thought it was a bit, a bit boring.
Blair's in the house. Blair to Blair.
Yo, Blair. How you doing, man? You good?
Yeah.
The question is, are you Genki? Are you Genki, Blair?
Everybody's allowed to like what they like. And if you disagree with me, that's cool. I'm glad you like books. And Gray and I, you can see Gray and I, we don't agree on comics. And it's always been like that. I fought with guys in the comic book shop in the 80s, just like you did, Gray. It's just that my tolerance for putting up with series that have successive bad issues, I have none. Like, I'm not going to give you $5 for this thing. It's not going to happen. Just like I'm not going to give Eric July a fucking penny after he stole $35 from me for ISOM 1. I never need to stick my dick in that fucking,
Why did you not get a copy? Did you not deliver it to you?
Oh, I got something that said ISOM on it, but it sure as fuck wasn't a comic book story.
Sorry, well, I've got you here. I wanted to ask you about this. Dwayne's been shouting it out. The Battle Beast series, yeah?
Oh,
issue 1. Issue 2 just came out, didn't it? Like 2 weeks ago.
Dude. Issue 1, great. Issue 2, I think, is almost better.
Issue 2's better, Dwayne? In my opinion. It's better. I enjoyed it more. Yeah.
I'm ordering, because I order like 2 weeks ahead through Midtown, because I can't always trust the 2 LCSs that I go to, because they get sold out all the time. And I don't have a pull list anymore because I just got tired of, I got to go to this store for that one and that one for this one. And I was like, fuck it. I'll just pre-order stuff from Midtown, But I'm really looking forward to, I bought Battle Beast as a lark. I was like, it's got a blind bag. I'm in moron. I like blind bags. So I got one, and then I'm like, I got like 5 more blind bags, and I love that. But did you see that Batman is copying what they did with Battle Beast? It is going to have mystery blind bags for the new Batman relaunch of #1. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't. No way. Look at them.
What's his name?
Copied.
Matt Fraction? Dude, Matt Fraction, isn't he taking over Batman? But they're going to do that same scam that Battle Beast did, but their blind bags, dude, they're going to be $10, not $5 like the Battle Beast ones. So that is some greedy ass shit right there. That's kind of cringe.
I'm just trying to load up issue 2 just to give people an idea of the art. Here we go.
Oh, it's great. It's great stuff.
Battle Beast. Yes, let's just share this. Where are we? Boom. It's a good story as well. I like the story.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's weird. It's different. It's very sci-fi, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, and it's very imaginative, and it reminds me of those IPs like Thundercats, like Transformers that we got in the 80s, where it's kind of doing its own thing, but you could say it looks like anime or manga. And I know it's related to that whole other world thing, but it's just different. It's not the millionth Spider-Man, it's not the millionth bad Wolverine.
I love this panel here. Just a close-up of that, that weird creature's face. It's so good. Mm-hmm. It's so simple, but great stuff. Look at this, Salty. Mad.
I love it. And the thing that I like about these books and a lot of the indies is that they're not afraid to use ink. They're not afraid of shadow and cross-hatching. Look at the depth that it gives this and how it really amplifies his upper torso. Yeah, Dwayne Muth is right. Ryan Otterly. Yep.
Where are we? Oh, I missed that. Yeah, that's it. I've got the artist here. Yeah, it's just like, it's a comic that remembers, to have fun. It's meant to be a fun medium, So, yeah, I like it for that. I'm not saying it's the most amazing story ever, but it's something different. That's what
Look
we want.
at this artwork. And the other thing that it's doing, honestly, is it is bringing teenagers and preteens into the comic book shop. Every time there's a release week, and I go into one of the 2 LCSs that I go to, these 9-10-year-old kids come up holding their Battle Beast comic book, and they stand there with their allowance money like we did when we bought comic books in the 80s. And it warms that cold, dead boulder in my chest that used to beat as a heart. Okay.
Have a heart, Salty. Have a heart. Look at this panel here. Look at this page. This is awesome.
I love
detail.
it. Well, it's trippy. It reminds me of heavy metal. It's got that kind of bonkers out there 70s absurdia fantasy stuff we used to get, you know?
So we got Jargon asking a question I skipped before because I've got no knowledge about it. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, have you heard about Spider-Gwen? Don't read it. Wrote herself into the 616 universe. We got original Gwen alive again. How does it make sense? No idea.
They don't care. They don't care. They just don't care.
They don't care. No, they don't care at all.
No, I mean, and we talked about it. And again, you hear me go off on these things, and it's like, oh, Salty's just being negative. No, I'm not being negative. Like, I reached my breaking point in my tolerance for many things.
Don't believe it.
But great. I mean, just because I don't allow myself to be victimized by the same shitty purveyors of slop and agenda that have been trying to demoralize us for the last decade does not mean that I'm being negative. That's the panel that I love.
That is the page.
That is
page.
Bonkers 1980s insanity. That's what I got from that. All of it.
So big recommendation there from Salty, from Dwayne, from me as well. I'm sure. Fearmonic.
Fun.
Big wreck.
Fun, yeah. And 3 looks good too. I was looking at some of the panels for 3.
Okay, let's have a quick look. Well, I've got you here, so a quick look at what's coming out next week. Anything exciting?
Yeah.
Let me share the screen.
I'm shopping for July 16th already because I already bought my July 9th, but I want to see what you got, what you're going to get.
I'm not sure. I think we've got Absolute Superman, which again I've dropped. I'm out of that, but I do review that with Jim on his channel on Fridays, 7:15 Eastern. Just to plug Weird Science Comics. Here we go.
Yep.
This is in the order of people who, on League of Comic Book Geeks, who've pulled the issue. So the most pulled issue next week is Absolute Superman. Then we've got Transformers 22. Come on.
Yep, I got the cover B and the incentive cover for that one. So
nice. We've also got, I don't read it, Uncanny X-Men and Action
but
Comics.
I love that cover, and it
that is
breaks
a pretty
my
cool
heart
cover, isn't it? Let's have a look.
Anything that's got a retro or throwback or horror homage like looking cover, dude, that is a killer cover. And if you just had a halfway competent, let's be honest, if you tried to tell one goddamn story instead of just gay and Krakatoa and like feelings and coffee, I would read X-Men.
Conversations in cafes.
I mean, it's true though. It's totally true. But that's a great cover.
Fearmont's asking, why would this guy named Salty be negative? He's not.
But
It's all a myth.
What's called discernment, and it's called being 55 years old and having no more bullshit tolerance for anything, like nothing. Life's too short, you know?
There you go, Jargon. Dwayne is saying, Gwen is a carnival freak. As I say, I don't know the character, never read it, no interest. I think I might have done is it Gwen Poole? With Jim, just for a laugh, we just did a review of that. It was nonsense. It was nonsense.
It's not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. I don't care.
Summer of Superman. Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum by the Ice Cream Man team. That's right. That does sound quite interesting.
I'm going to check that out.
I'm
going to check that out, but I'm going to need to see the art because
same.
I cannot deal with any of this minimalist. It looks like rough sketches that are put into a comic book. I have no interest in paying for that. None.
We've also got Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion 2. Wasn't very good. It's Cody Ziegler, I think, doing that. So, not great. He writes Miles Morales too. Batman and Robin is decent, from DC. It's Philip Kennedy Johnson. That is a decent book.
Yep. I picked those up sporadically. But the Robin and Batman I thought is a superior run. I'm very interested to see where that goes.
Oh yeah, that first issue just dropped, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like last week or the week before. Really good.
It's kind of over the line. It's testing some boundaries, but my God, that's what comics need. You know what I mean? It's not a safe comic book. And that's what I like about it, you know?
Absolutely. Miss Moneypenny. There we go. Looking good. Okay, cool. Let's get back to what else is coming out. So next line down, we've got a new relaunch of Fantastic Four. We just had issue 33, I think.
Well, they got that goddamn movie coming out.
Yeah,
they got the movie coming out. So I'm not going to collect it, and I'm not going to go see the movie. I might watch it on the high seas, but even then, I don't have any expectations for this. I am over Pedro Pascal. I am over girl bosses. I don't care how you try and bury it in the marketing.
He's in almost everything, isn't it? It's unbelievable. He signed some deal with Mephisto, you know what I'm saying, in Hollywood, because he's in everything.
Well, here's the thing. He checks all of the DEI, ESG boxes.
He's a safe call.
He's diverse. He's gay. He's shit all over Gina Carano. He's the perfect shill for the shit Disney pushes. He's a perfect leftist tool bag. So that's why he gets all the roles, you know? And like you said, he sold his soul to do this.
Crazy.
It just sucks because these covers look great, but it's like,
they do.
Dude, I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. I did pick up several Fantastic Fours though, but these are back from the early 90s, late 80s to get signed at a con.
Okay.
We'll have to talk about it at some point, but it doesn't have to be
awesome.
tonight.
Oh, hello.
Mommy.
PCB Hobby, Shannon Mayer. Wow. Yeah. It's a very limited one though. There are a lot of these, so you've got to buy like 50 issues to get one, or an Alan Davis variant. No way. It's not bad. Okay, anyway. Let's get back to Fantastic Four. Batman Dark Patterns, not as good as it was, but it's decent. It's different.
It's worth finishing the series, though. It's worth collecting the series to the end. So, Aquaman, still like it. Still collecting.
It's really good.
Well, I mean,
surprised me.
I do buy the variants on that one because I do love some of those variants, and they're only 50% or 50 cents more. And I'm like, I totally love these variants for this. Some gorgeous art.
Gorgeous is the word, yes. Yeah. And I tell you, if you're not reading this sort yet, I recommend it. Green Lantern Corps.
You've been telling me that for 6 months. I'll wait for the trade paperback at this point.
It's almost like a Star Wars, like a space fantasy sort of story. And it's got really nice art.
I was telling you this before we started. I got Green Lantern 116. Like I'm collecting this run from 1979 because there's an artist that's in his 70s is going to be at Portland Comic-Con because I decided to go. But there's a whole lot of people that were making these comic books when I was 9 and 10, and we were like early teens. These guys are in their 70s now, and if you look at what happened with Jim Shooter dying, it really was a wake-up call to me to go, like, I got to go see these guys. And, I want them to sign my comic book, and I've got, like, really good pens, the oil paint metallic ones, so they look great. And then they get put in my, armored short boxes. But I also want to look them in the eye, and I want to shake their hand and thank them. When I was at SummerCon, it was in Puyallup, which is near Tacoma, Washington, a few weeks ago for that Comic-Con. I was talking with Jerry Dugan for half an hour, and I was worried that I was taking up all his time. And I said, hey, I don't want to monopolize your time. He's like, please don't go. He's like, I want to be able to talk to somebody who knows my work and knows comics to give me some feedback. And he's the guy who's doing Falling in Love on the Path to Hell. He's the writer behind that.
Which is awesome, by the way, folks. If you're not buying that or reading that, it's really good.
And but all these guys that are our age or older, they all say the same thing when I go to these cons is, you never know what people who read these books really think about it. And you can tell he's got a hierarchy where, some let's say somebody young comes up and says, please sign my comic book. Generally, they're not going to engage for whatever reason, whether they're young millennial or Gen Z, they're gone, But Gen X, we'll sit here and we'll have this conversation because we're used to having conversations in person. And he really, he loved that. Jason Howard loved that. Aaron Lepresti and I were shooting the shit for a long time. And I bought his new Indiegogo stuff. What is it? The Wraith, which is fucking amazing. Check it out. But it's just, I gotta go. This will be my third Comic-Con this year, and I've never gone to 3 Comic-Cons in 1 year.
No way, look at you, going to 3.
Well, yeah, it might even go to 4, but I went to Seattle Comic-Con in February. I went to SummerCon 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then I'm gonna deal with Portland. And yes, run all the jokes you want. I'm going to Rose City Comic Con, and I'll be there for 2 days. But there are so many of these, like Randy Eberlin, who did The Amazing Spider-Man. We got Art Adams. Dude, Art is in his late 70s. I have a huge stack of things for Art Adams to sign, like the Uncanny X-Men stuff. I've got Fantastic Four stuff. There's I can't remember his name. Is it Andy Suviak? I've got Randallson, the guy who was working on Green Lantern and his issues from like 1979 through like 1981. These guys are not going to be with us, and I want to be able to look at them as, you know, someone who's now old enough to be, you know, I'm 55. I could get the senior special at IHOP, right? And I want to look at these guys that are 20 years older than I am, so they're in their late 70s, and I want to say thank you. You know, I was this poor idiot kid who was an outcast, and I escaped into this wonderful world that you put into these awesome books that didn't cost very much money, and they were on spinner racks at the gas station and at the grocery store, and I lost myself in these books. And I just want to say thank you, you know, because I think that's what these guys want to hear now. They want people who be like, you know what, you mattered. You know, and I don't know. Maybe I'm projecting, but what do you think about that?
No, you're good. You're good. Just want. No, it's awesome that you're doing that. You know, and that they would welcome that. You know, that amount of time spent talking to them. You know, being a human being, like saying thank you for your work, for your hard work.
I mean, but if you look at what Jerry Dugan has done, this guy has decades in comic books. This guy has worked on huge major titles.
Oh, yeah.
He's not just doing Falling in Love and the Path to Hell. He's doing a whole bunch of other shit that, like, you know, off the top of my head, I have Stream Brain, but
that's his passion project, isn't it? Obviously. I don't know how long it's going to last.
And that's what he said. And we were talking about him and his work with, who's the guy who did I'm totally getting Stream Brain. Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller. He was talking about Frank Miller, and he's like, what do you think about Frank Miller's art? Because he had some super rare variant cover for Falling in Love and the Path to Hell or whatever it was. And I was like, I love Frank Miller, but I think he's got to try a little bit harder, you know, because it's looking like he's not trying. And he kind of just nodded his head like this, you know. But it was just, it's just, when you talk to these guys who are older and you come at them with respect and kindness and you make eye contact, you'd be surprised these guys, they want to talk to you, as opposed to just sign my book, and then run off. You know what I mean?
Run away. So you got to pick this up next week. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring. So it's the sequel or the prequel or whatever to the smash hit.
I thought about getting this, but I figured I'd wait for some reviews. I'm going to let you read it, and then I want you to give me your honest opinion.
I've already read it. I got an early copy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's if you like the first series, it's more of the same. It's really good.
Okay.
Simple as that.
I'll pick it up this week then when I order on Wednesday, because I'll be ordering. What I do with Midtown is I order a week ahead, because some of the stuff I want to get sells out really quick.
Richard Scarry, is it? Richard Scarry or Scarry and Dexter, basically.
Yep.
That's it. Yep. That's the selling point. But it's really good. Fear Monarch, he shouted that out. The first series, he got us reading it. Me and James, yeah, it's really good. Whew.
Well, you know, I love the horror movie poster homages that like Tony Fleeks does with Farrell.
Yeah, me too.
And with Stray, Tony really Fleeks. Good. I'm going to meet him again too. I already got everything by Tony Fleeks signed already in February, but I've got to have him do the Farrells that have came out since then, and I got some more Farrell and Stray Dogs blanks because I want to get a couple more headshots for some people, or head sketches, I should say. Dude,
DJ Ronnie G, good to see you, man.
Dude, whatever's going on at Titan, and I don't know if it's Dynamite or not, great, but the foils, the Panosian foil, not just for the issue 21, but for 20 were delayed. So those, I like, what was it? 20 came, whatever the last Conan is. I think it's 21.
The new one's going to be 22. So yeah, 21 was last issue.
So the Panosian foils, and it looked like all of the
sweat trickling down my chest.
All of the Titan foils were delayed for some reason, and I don't know if that has to do with their printer or
Diamond going out of business.
Yeah.
Are you still enjoying Conan? Are you still enjoying it? Because there was I get a review copy from Jim Zub directly, but the problem is it's got a massive watermark on it on every page, so I can't really use it for reviews. He's asking people, would you please, make an effort and please review? I think he wants, he wants more coverage.
Yeah, I reached out to him because I wanted to talk about it with him on a live stream, and I think if you reached out to him, he'd come on your show. And I think, if he did that, I've already talked to him for half an hour. He and I, at Emerald City Comic Con, he'll remember me, but we had a great conversation. But he expressed concerns about diamond bapping in February, and he also said. He intimated that there were some issues with the continuity of the book and some of the creatives. That's just my read on it, and I think that's kind of some of the rough sledding we're seeing in some of these issues of Conan.
No. Okay.
But we'll see. A lot of it is my interpretation, and now we are 6 months away from that conversation, because I wasn't just talking to Jim, I was talking to a business person from Titan at the time. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about the challenges they were having with printing, with Diamond, the concern with the tariffs, and a whole bunch of other shit. So, everybody always puts on a brave face. But I do think that there was a conflagration and a meeting and a conjoinment of a whole lot of complexity that maybe didn't allow as much time as possible that could have been spent on writing some of these stories. I also know Jim was in India. He was traveling around the world. So maybe that had to do with what I would say are some ups and downs in quality. But that's just my personal opinion. That's my opinion.
I'll show you a bit of the art, and you can see what I'm talking about with the giant watermark. And this is a bit early, but he won't mind, will he? Jim won't mind. He doesn't watch me anyway. This is going to be the Diamond in the Dirt Part 2.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's a great cover.
It's really good.
Yeah. Again, is it as full as I want? Sometimes no, but then you have some pretty good panels. I am troubled, and I'm going to say this. I talked about it, or I chatted to Max about this.
Who's this again? This is...
And Josh and Dolan, but I'm concerned about the cover art for Scourge of the Serpent. And I'm not sure what's going on there.
I might have seen it. I can't remember.
There's two great covers, and they're both by Della Torre. One of them is a standard, and then there's a glow-in-the-dark one, which is fucking awesome, both Della Torres. But what I'm concerned about is I'm not quite sure about the interior art sometimes. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is.
It's brutal, it's bloody, it's crazy, but yeah, I don't know. I think maybe people have not got sick of it, but it's been going, to be fair, 22 issues, 23 issues, so it's done well.
Yeah, but it can go a long way. I think whatever decisions are going on, they have to do with anything else that's in a company like Titan, that they have to cut corners where they can.
Yeah.
And what else does Titan really have going for it besides Conan?
That's a question. Nothing really.
I'm not trying to be
Solomon
clever
Kane
when I
book,
say that.
That's not had the same success as Conan.
But see, the problem with Solomon Kane is I think the art is a little wanting there.
Yeah.
You have arguably what could have been just as big as Conan the Barbarian. Okay? For those of you, I'm sure a lot of people are very familiar with Solomon Kane. There is so many great stories and so many great things that you could do with Solomon Kane. It's an amazing world. I'm not exactly sure the artist that they picked and the color palette they're using was the one they should have went with. I'm going to say that, and I love Jim Zub, and I want Solomon Kane to be successful, but I'm not really sure why they made the choices that they did.
Fearmonic saying Titan reprinted the Dead Space comics recently in a trade that's huge, but just for niche nerds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, there were some huge compendiums I saw that came out for Transformers. I think after that big Kickstarter that they did.
Yeah. Actually, Fearmonic was talking about that. He's got one in the hopefully in the post. He's saying, "I'm hoping to get
it
sometime."
It's like this. It's like
year.
bigger than my head, thick, dude.
It's like a doorstep, in it, or a doorstop. They're going.
I'm gonna ask for that for Christmas. I'm gonna ask for that because I do want that, But yeah.
Huge news, not the size, lol. Yeah. So there's problems with diamond and shipping. Sorry, yeah, the diamond shipping. People aren't getting the physical copies. Shops aren't getting them in time. Things are being delayed.
Dude, Dynamite. What Dynamite's owed? Is it 20 million or 200 million? I think it's
Dynamite
$20
Comic
million.
ships July 16th to finally catch up. Okay, Dwayne, thanks.
Yeah, no, I noticed that lag too, Dwayne, because there was a huge lag in ordering. So I actually double ordered some stuff from the week before that, like Mark Spears variants covers. I was like, holy shit! Like, is Diamond going to be able to make payroll without that 20 million that Diamond owes Dynamite? You know, but,
confusing. Too many Dynamite Diamond. Who are we talking about again? No idea.
Do you need a drink of water? Do you need to get an ice pack? Like I can.
Yeah, I'd love one.
All right.
Can you pass me a beer actually through the screen?
No. I remember when you drink. If I remember correctly, when you and I talked via video phone or whatever it was last night, you may have been a little pissed. You may have been a couple.
Not angry pissed. I was a few sheets. I had 3 pints.
He wasn't.
But I came back early, folks.
He wasn't a mean drink. He wasn't a mean drunk. He was just kind of like
just about got back. Mrs. Wakizashi managed to drag me out of the pub at 9:30, so I came home early and then stopped for a couple of cans on the way back. So because that's what us alcoholics do. I'm going to drop a clip as I grab some water. She's frowning at me in the background. Here we go.
Very, very foolish words, man. He's right. Look at him. His mechanism's gone. He's had more drugs than you've had hot dinners.
I'm not having this shag sack insulting me. Let him get his drugs out.
That's awesome. Oh yeah.
Sorry, can you vamp? For me while we're just putting the aircon on? I'll mute myself.
Yeah. So I'll try and read the chat, but it's like, what are you guys reading right now? Yeah, Space Ghost Annual, pretty good. I'm enjoying Space Ghost quite a bit. Is anybody reading the Johnny Quest and Space Ghost at all? I pick up Mark Spears covers just as for speculation, but I didn't know if anybody actually read the Space Ghost Johnny Quest crossover event or what it was. Are there any comics that Gray and I, or especially me, just blathering on, anything indie out there that we haven't talked about that you like, or do you think deserves some credit? If anybody's out there. What do we got here? Oh yeah, the Mark Spirit. Yeah, the foil reprint with Batman. That is, I've got that one, but I have the card stock, not the foil. So that's actually pretty good. He also did Superman. I can't take Absolute Superman 1 seriously at all. His Wonder Woman print, and I'm going to say this, I think is the best out of all of the Absolute covers that I've seen. Honestly, I mean, I just can't get used to Batman with all those spikes and shit sticking out of him, but I can deal with Diana with that ridiculous sword. She also looks really sexy, and I think this is probably his best work as far as those go.
No, so what are you on about? I'm muted because Mrs. is getting some sorbet for me, Salty. I'll be right back.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm listening.
No, Dwayne Muthis says Nexus. Abso-freaking-lutely. Mike Barron. Talk about a legend. This guy's just incredible. He's got the Kickstarter going now that I'd like to back, but Salty's only got so much disposable income like everybody else. And $90 is a little bit kind of spendy for me with what I've been buying to get ready for the Comic-Con in Portland, but I will pick that up. I did pick up the couple of the issue number 1, issue number 2 that he did. I would really like to get my stuff signed by Mike Barron, though. So,
I don't know if you addressed it. Edward's saying, I heard a lot of the points Salty's making on Solomon Kane. I guess I don't get it. I'm enjoying the book. Could be better, sure, but I worry about Titan is the Conan omnibuses. Oh,
well,
they keep getting delayed.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it has to do with the tariffs. But here's the thing. When I was talking with Jim, and I'm just one asshole. I'm some asshole on the internet. I'm not going to claim to know everything there is. I'm not, okay? But they were worried about printing and distribution when I talked with Jim and his partner from Titan way back in February. And they knew there was some things going on. but part of it had to do with cost of paper, printer availability, and I don't know. Again, no comic printer or publisher is going to tell you we're fucked, we can't get our product out. They're never going to tell you that, right? So I can only guess as to why these delays are, but we've seen delays with Conan, we've seen delays with Savage Sword of Conan. I don't know what the hell is going on anymore with this stuff. I do think we're gonna have probably another at least 3 months, if not 6 months elongated, I would say, weird effects of Diamond. And some of those may be extraordinarily profound, like with IDW, with Boom. I mean, Dynamite is in a bad way. They have said that they won't be able to make payroll next week. Maybe it's like this coming week now, if they don't get their $20 million from Diamond. You know, $20 million is a lot of goddamn money if you're a comic book publisher. I don't give a shit who you are. So
I'm sat here eating frozen banana because I'm so hot. We finally put the aircon on. We couldn't take it anymore. It's 33 degrees, which is what, 90? And 70% humidity.
Nas, I couldn't see you because anyway, he says Space Coast to Coast was the best. Hell yeah. It's great to see you, Nas. Sorry, yeah. It's just,
I hope you're Genki, Nas. You say you're going to bed soon. You have a good night, brother. You take it easy. Have a good sleep. Fearmonic Salt is saying Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles might be book of the year for him so far. Jason Aaron, it's up to about issue 7, is it? 6 or 7?
I've had that to pick up on my pull list, but I've heard from only 2 other people, and one of them's opinion I trust, but another one was just like, I don't know. But if people in the chat recommend TMNT, I will absolutely get it. I've thumbed through. I always want to look at the physical book. Like the LCSs that I go to, they only pick it because it's sold out. I can only pick it like one issue. They have one issue of 5, and so I got to figure out a way to get all the floppies back to 1, or do I just wait until the trade? You know, and I
like it when you say floppy. You want to say it again? Yeah. Floppy.
Oh, you raging homosexual.
Dwayne Mutham. I met Baron. Mike Baron back in 94. Oh, yeah. He said he left Wally West Flash after the first year because he did too much coke. No way.
You can tell with these guys, dude. No, you can tell with Mike. Like, I mean, he's a nice enough guy, but boy, I think like some neurons might have gotten fried with the fiberglass that was in that shitty cocaine.
Oh, Jesus. So, yeah. It's the real thing, baby. There we go.
True. Yeah.
Ed was reading Space Quest. First issue, okay. Second issue. Oh, is issue 2 delayed?
That. I don't know. Picked up. I was wondering that because there's a whole bunch of number 1s at one of the LCSs that I go to, and then I was just like, no one's talking about this. I don't hear you talking about this, and I
completely missed it. I'm getting mixed up with what do you call it? Salty. What am I thinking of? Space Ghost. Yeah, I'm getting mixed up with Space Ghost. Oh, I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's the same thing with Diamond, and then you're talking about Dynamite being owed money from Diamond, and it's just
Snowflame.
Yeah.
The superhero who lives on the power of cocaine.
I still remember when North Star came out. Was it that's the homosexual comic book character in the 80s, and it was like,
oh my goodness. Don't copy that floppy, says DJ. DJ Ronnie G. Good to see you, man, as well. I hope you cooled down in that shower.
Yeah. I need to make one of those.
Which one I've not played yet, so I think I played them all, haven't I? Okay, let's have a bit of Scooby-Doo.
You didn't play Excalibur, dude. You didn't play
Excalibur. That's what we need. We need Excalibur. We need a random, crazy dancing clip. Here we go.
See, now that's a good time. I would go to that party and I'd stay a little late. I honestly would.
Me too. Should we wrap things up? Sorry, we've been going for an hour and 10. I think it's good. Yeah. I like your avatar, by the way. Put your avatar back on. That was pretty cool. What's that from?
That's actually, it was some AR art that I did, and then I started dicking around with it, and
it's cool.
Yeah, it's just really the story is I had to get a new Mac, and then I cleaned out my caches, and I didn't upload my logo, and I don't have any give a fuck about YouTube, so I was like, I'll just use this, So
I like this one.
That's
it
more
looks like
appropriate.
a England football player called Phil Foden.
No, dude,
just
that cat looks like it does fentanyl and meth at the same time.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, this one. Come on, Conan.
I know.
Anyway,
I'm just excited to get my Panosian foils. Like, I was like, where are my Panosian foils? Or I want the one from 21 and the 22, if that's the next one. That looks fucking awesome too. So,
good night, guys, says Blair. You too, man. You have a good sleep. Take it easy. We're going to wrap things up
Blair.
here. Mick, have a good one, guys. I still need to wake up. 7 a.m. where you are. I hope you're feeling good. Happy birthday,
Mick.
by the way, for the other day. I think it's a bit. Yeah, he's the same as you, so no. Wait, he was born in '66, so I think you are. You're younger, so
I'm
you're
70.
You're my middle brother. All right, yeah. I'm
That's
the
right.
youngest by a couple of years.
Troubled middle child. The troubled middle child.
I'm the spoilt young one, aren't I? Look at me. Anything you want to shout out? Anything recommend before we finish? You good? Nah. Who cares about that? Who listens to us?
I wouldn't mind talking in the future of us talking about Portland Comic Con, and then like I said, I will pick you up some stuff or get some stuff signed for you or selective other people. But I'd like to get some people's feedback on what they think I should get from certain artists. Do you know what I mean? That are older, because I don't claim to have all the knowledge of all the comic books that have ever existed. And once we get beyond the mid 80s, I know names, but I am not deep into the lore and who was the penciler and who was the inker and all that stuff. Like, I will never claim that knowledge. So it'll be
Same
interesting
here.
to see what the chat says. So.
Okay, awesome. So thanks a million for listening, to watching, for putting up with us, having a laugh with us. It's been great.
Yeah.
Good having Salty back. Good to see you, man.
Oh
And
my
thanks again for the mixtapes. Yes.
Show
Fantastic.
DJ Ronnie G. Show him what I sent you. Hey, Purple's here.
DJ Ronnie G.
Hey, Purple Valkyrie. She decided to pop in. Yeah, look at
Pulls upside
those.
down.
I burned them mixtapes.
See,
Yeah, there you go.
Did it focus?
Handwritten, analog, recorded.
Pet
from
Shop
vinyl.
Boys, come on. New
Yeah, look at
order.
that.
Get in. The
Yep.
Flaming Lips. Smashing Pumpkins. Jesus Mary Chain. Come on.
Yeah, put Purple Valkyrie on the screen. It's like
Where is
5
she?
o'clock in the morning on the UK.
Ohio.
There she is.
Ohio gozaimasu. Purple, how are you? Are you Genki?
Purple.
Yeah, Salty Purple was like talking about. I completely missed this because I don't have Netflix anymore. I don't care. But Sandman season 2 just came out with like very little fanfare. Surprise,
And they
surprise.
just dropped the whole season all
And
at once.
it's only 6 episodes in it or something. It's really short. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
We've got to watch it together if we can arrange it somehow. The time
know.
difference.
I would love to watch it with
have
you.
a laugh.
Purple. Well, just at least one episode. I'm not sure how much stomach I have in me. Purple was telling me some of the details, and that second sort of phase where they talk about Morpheus and Morpheus's son's wedding, and we all know, if you've read Sandman, what happens in
They're
that
doing
second
Season
book.
of Mists, aren't they? When he goes to hell.
Yeah,
to,
Season of Mist.
So, which is one of my favourite storylines. How much
Well,
will
and
they
you know what?
butcher it?
A lot, apparently, but they take out the inciting incident, and oh god, it's just Neil Gaiman. You're a terrible human being for destroying your own work.
Yeah,
like I
simple
would,
as that.
and I would say that to any artist.
Before the allegations, I agree. I think he completely sold his soul for DEI and all that stuff. Anyway, DJ Roddy G, no, Salty did it from vinyl, baby, from vinyl.
Yeah, here, look what I got back here. Yeah, I'll pull out.
That's because that's the way. That's what you got to do, aren't you? You got to do it for vinyl.
Look I got Bing Crosby on vinyl. That's how white I am. I have the Bing Crosby Christmas album on vinyl. Because ain't no DEI up in this motherfucker, I'll tell you that.
So great to see you, Purple. I'm glad you're up, glad you're Genki. So yeah, we'll close that with song. Salty, you go and get a drink or something, but hang around in the studio. We'll have a chat if that's okay after
I'm
we
done
finish.
with you.
Are you done? Okay, you're done. You have been.
No, I'll be here. Everybody, please hit the like button. Thanks for putting up.
Do the usual stuff. Whatever.
God bless
Drop
America.
a comment if you like. You don't have to.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July weekend. Are you off on Monday too? Do you get the full weekend? Do you get like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday?
Not that I'm aware of. We got Friday
Oh,
off, so I feel gypped. But yeah.
Gypped. On that note, see you later.
Turn on and you will hear tales of heroes, hopes and fear. Better leave your notions behind.